In 1960, Dubai was a sandpit. No roads, no skyscrapers, no airport, just desert, a small fishing village, and about 40,000 people trying to survive the heat. Today, it has the world's tallest building, the world's largest shopping mall, an indoor ski slope in the middle of the desert, man-made islands shaped like palm trees visible from space. And here's the part nobody talks about. Dubai is almost out of oil. So how did a city with no water, no history, and almost no oil become the most ambitious place on Earth? The answer isn't what you think. It's borrowed. To understand Dubai, you have to understand what it had before the money. Not much. The British controlled the region through the 1800s. They called it the Trucial States, a loose collection of tribal territories along the Persian Gulf Coast. Dubai's only advantage? Location. It sat at the mouth of a creek, a natural harbor, and one ruler in the early 1900s made a decision that changed everything. Sheikh Maktoum bin Hasher El Maktoum slashed import taxes to zero. Just like that, merchants from Persia, India, and Arabia flooded in. Gold traders, spice merchants, pearl divers. Dubai became the region's trading post, not because of resources, because of a rule change. If you make it cheap to do business here, the business will come. That one idea, that Dubai could be a hub, not a producer, became the founding religion of everything that followed. Then, in 1966, they found oil. Not a lot, not Saudi Arabia levels, but enough to ask one question. What do we do with this money before it runs out? Enter Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum, the ruler of Dubai in the 1970s, a man who thought in decades, not years. He looked at Dubai's oil reserves and said something almost no leader in history has ever said. This will not last. Build something that does. While every other Gulf state was spending oil money on palaces and military, Rashid was spending it on infrastructure. A deep-water port in 1972, Jebel Ali, the largest man-made harbor on Earth. An international airport, expanded, upgraded, again and again. Roads, power grids, hospitals. He wasn't building a city, he was building a machine designed to attract the world's money, the world's businesses, and the world's people. His son, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, took over and turned the volume up entirely. Mohammed had one obsession. If someone else is doing it, we'll do it bigger. If nobody has done it, we'll do it first. The Burj Al Arab in 1999, the world's only self-proclaimed seven-star hotel, built on an artificial island shaped like a sail, not because Dubai needed it, because the world needed to notice Dubai. And it worked. Suddenly, Dubai wasn't a city, it was a brand. Here's where it gets interesting. By the early 2000s, Dubai's oil was already declining. It would eventually account for less than 1% of GDP. But the ambition hadn't slowed down, it had accelerated. So Dubai did what any visionary with expensive taste and a shrinking income does. It borrowed, massively. Dubai World, the state-owned conglomerate, went on a global spending spree. Real estate in London, ports in 80 countries, hotels, skyscrapers, entire islands. The Palm Jumeirah, a man-made island housing 30,000 people, didn't build itself. It cost $12 billion. The Burj Khalifa, $1.5 billion. A building so tall if you take the elevator to the top floor and watch the sunset, then go back down to the ground floor, you can watch the sunset again. It hadn't set yet at ground level. That's how tall it is. The Dubai Metro, the Dubai Mall, the Dubai Frame, project after project after project, all financed by international banks who believed one thing. Dubai's neighbor, Abu Dhabi, which has real oil money, would never let Dubai fail. That belief was the entire credit rating, not earnings, not reserves, just the assumption that a rich relative would always bail them out.
And then 2008 arrived. When the global financial crisis hit, the music stopped. Real estate prices in Dubai crashed by 50% almost overnight. Projects were abandoned mid-construction. Ghost cranes stood frozen over half-built towers. Dubai World announced it needed to restructure $26 billion in debt. $26 billion. The financial world went into shock. This wasn't a company failing. This was a city. International banks who had poured money in started sweating. Investors who bought off-plan apartments in towers that no longer existed, they had nothing. And Dubai, the city built on confidence, suddenly had none. Then Abu Dhabi stepped in. $25 billion, quietly delivered. No press conference, no celebration, just a transfer and a condition. The Burj Khalifa, originally named the Burj Dubai, was renamed after Abu Dhabi's ruler, Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed, a $1.5 billion building renamed as a thank you. That's what borrowed ambition costs when the bill comes due. Here's what's fascinating. Dubai should have collapsed. By every traditional measure, it was over-leveraged, overbuilt, and over-promised. But it didn't, because the machine Sheikh Rashid designed kept running. Tourism exploded. 17 million visitors in 2013, over 17 million just in the first half of 2024. Emirates Airlines became one of the world's most profitable carriers. Dubai became the world's top destination for millionaires relocating. Over 72,000 high-net-worth individuals moved there in 2023 alone. Why? No income tax, no capital gains tax, strategic location between East and West, a functioning city in the middle of a region most people are afraid to invest in. Dubai didn't sell oil. It sold stability, safety, luxury, ambition, and the world paid for it. The debt got restructured, the cranes started moving again, and today Dubai's GDP is 10 times what it was in 2000. But here's the real lesson. Dubai is not a miracle, it's a strategy. A small city with almost no natural resources looked at what it had, location, leadership, and nerve, and decided that was enough. It borrowed money it didn't have. It built things nobody asked for. It made itself impossible to ignore. And somewhere between the debt crisis and the ski slope in the desert, it worked. As Sheikh Mohammed once said, the word impossible is not in a leader's dictionary. Maybe that's the most expensive lesson money can buy. Or in Dubai's case, someone else's money.